not about forgiveness. It's so easy to get trapped with
Yes,
that being stuck with what happened, right? If you
yes,
could share
yes.
about that work.
Yes, and forgiveness is not the magic word. So that is also good to know. It's like not if you forgive, then it's not there anymore and it makes things easier. But it again, it makes you the forgiveness, for instance, it's also good to keep in mind that forgiveness is not about saying that the other person, sometimes you see people saying that, like saying like, oh, but this person didn't know better, so like but still makes it bad, so in this sense we forgive other people not so much because of what the for the other person. We forgive other people for ourselves, because if we don't forgive the other people, we will carry the pain. Not only the pain, we will also carry the anger, we will carry the frustration, we carry the hurt, and we will close our heart again, because we can't carry that all, and we will have to close. So, and what we would like to do is by if we start closing that, and maybe you have seen that also in the region, is that when people close so much because they can't forgive, it it changes them. It's for them difficult to connect to love too, because if you close your heart, that's where the love is, metaphorically. It's all locked up. If you have to lock your heart to hold the anger and the pain and the grief in, then the love can't come out either. So basically, what we do when we forgive is that we will allow ourselves, to let go of the grief. And letting go of the grief means that sometimes I think it's more also about self forgiveness, forgiving myself that whatever I have felt, is that was normal, it was human. Whatever happened in the context, of injustice, um, most of the times, like if we look what's happening now in the world, it's not personal. It's just, I don't know. I don't know even how to call it, but it's like ideas people have. It's like, like I'm more than you because of my whatever, my ethnicity,
Yeah.
ethnicity, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the ideas are there, but it's not so personal. And that if we can let go then of that anger, and that is really something that we can connect to our own humanity again, and then by that also seeing the humanity of the other person. And that doesn't mean that you're going to say it's okay what you did. It's just saying that that was, horrific, but I don't want to carry the crutch the rest of my life. And in that sense, forgiveness is healing. Um, and that doesn't mean the pain will be gone. So this is another thing. It's just that you can allow yourself to hold the pain. I always say, like, you have to find the softest place in your heart to hold the pain, so that you can carry it there from that place of love, that you let the pain rest in love. And if you can do that for yourself, then it's easier also to do it for another person. So I can still be angry about what happened, but I don't have the all that anger anymore. I don't need to direct it uh, to that other person anymore, because I can hold it and leave it, basically. Because
Yeah. Well,
otherwise it will, yeah, it will kill me inside. Yeah.
as if we are calling people to actually change the relationship to anger that they have, because it's often we actually like feel the anger and kind of like explode and go. It is about the mindset and almost like bringing a different value in.
Yes, it's
Don't you
like
think
holding
so?
the anger in love. Yeah, so sometimes the anger is, the anger is very valid, but uh, and sometimes the anger can also become the hot coal that you're holding in your hand that you want to throw to the other, but you hold it yourself, and then it's eating you. So, but basically, when it's sometimes impossible when so many bad things are happening, and especially if we look at the world now, what can happen? It might be impossible to forgive and let go of the anger. In that sense, to let go of the anger, that might be impossible. But what you could do is hold that anger in the softest place of your heart in love and let it rest there so that you don't have to carry it all the time with you to act out to all those other people who've done this. So
Mm.
which means that you still feel that like no, um, but it is not eating you from the inside. And I don't know how to explain it, but it's like it's both there. It's like we
Mm.
say like where the equanimity is like where everything comes and goes, and this is with this too. It's both there. It's like the world is beautiful and horrific at the same time, and we have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.